Okay, good morning. This is a meeting of the Kingston Recycling Committee. Today is July 15th, 2025. This meeting is being recorded by the local scene. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify the chair at this time. No one online, okay. Members attending today.
Right?
Vanessa Burkade.
Jean Landis-Nauman, and we have our DEP MAC, Todd Kep, with us today. All right, so we've got some minutes to catch up on. We've got June, May, and April. I think we have them all, right? Do we have May's? Vanessa,
I don't have my notes stuff with me, so.
Okay.
So
So
I
we
think it
have,
was one I came late to, so I was gonna
okay,
review on the other part of the meeting, but we
Right.
didn't get back to it, so.
so I think that's May. So
Okay.
we've got April and June, and I did send those out, I believe, with the agenda, so you can take a look at
I
it.
have June from the agenda, but I don't have the April.
I have April.
You have April. Okay. Do you need a copy of June?
I would love to look at April.
Okay,
Or give my task.
and do you need June? Do you have June?
I have June. Good
But
luck.
you don't have April.
Have fun.
I don't think you can make a copy of it.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. That's why I replaced my printer. Mine was doing the same thing. So
Well, he cleaned it. It got a little better. I gotta buy a printer.
I found a good deal on a huge laser jet, just color laser jet, just Teddy's in need for school, so.
Yeah, you gotta get into that. I don't need color.
I had one of those refillable ones that had the tanks, that put the stuff in there. Garbage. It did that all the time for the
Yeah.
day one. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is ridiculous. No,
That's-
never again.
But otherwise, the ink cartridges are so expensive.
Mhm.
We haven't really done it, you don't buy from Staples, and Staples won't take it if they don't buy them from you.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be a pretty good commodity,
Yes, April.
thanks,
true.
because they never empty.
There's June.
I guess they even wrote these, didn't they? So we're only gonna move April and June,
Yes, since we don't have May's.
and I'll look into what happens
Okay.
to May's. I can move April's.
Second.
Okay, so those are April 15th. Were there any corrections or amendments? Okay, let's take a vote. Jean, I.
Vanessa, I.
Rio, okay. We'll defer the May 13th, the June 10th.
I'm gonna abstain since I wasn't here.
You don't have to abstain
Okay.
on minutes as long as you feel that they're complete, substantive.
I think I just, I was sitting next to David at that SSRC meeting.
Okay,
Doesn't matter for the minutes, but
did you want me to unmodify it?
um, Yes, you want to put something that,
Okay, which line are we in?
9,
Okay,
but David and Vanessa.
David and Vanessa did. Sure. Okay, any other corrections or changes? Okay, do we have a motion
Make a motion.
as amended? Do I have a second?
I guess I can second, yeah.
Okay, okay, let's take a vote. Jean Landis, Norman, I.
Vanessa Brigade, aye.
Okay, very good. So you'll look into the May
Yeah.
and then we'll try and do those at the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was hoping that Sean could join us, but obviously he's not joining us this morning. Let me just. Um, I did confirm with Todd about the light bulbs and the batteries, that our vendor that takes all of this takes all types of batteries and light bulbs. If you've been up there recently, they have a handwritten sign that says incandescent bulbs and regular batteries have to go in the trash. So I sent an email to Sean and I said, either the sign has to be revised or it needs to be taken down. Haven't heard back from him. That was probably when did we talk? Over a month ago. It was right after
Probably
the
2
last
months ago
meeting.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So haven't heard anything from Sean on what they're doing. And honestly, I've been away, so I don't know if they've done anything about that sign. That's certainly one of the ones that I want to have replaced.
So the sign says regular batteries?
Mhm. Pardon?
The sign says regular batteries?
Well, yeah,
It's so confusing.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, nobody knows what's the batteries are, just take them all, yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's bad. That's probably why you had a fire in the.
Well,
That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, or it could have been the fire extinguisher blowing.
It was a battery. There.
Well, we do have new people there, and it's certainly come to our attention that they're not completely trained yet. They have a new superintendent supervisor there.
Is that, it's not,
Chris.
the staff hasn't changed more since, is it still Chris and?
Again, the
Mike
other
and-
two gentlemen, Dave. and
Chris and Mike and who?
I think Dave.
Okay.
Thing. But, what, I related the class story to you. And, obviously with that sign up, that tells me they still don't quite understand. As you know, Sean has been, provided with an assistant. So that, because the issue of the superintendent or DPW director hasn't been resolved yet. I believe the selectmen have had a public hearing on that, may have another one. I think they're hoping to put that on the fall town meeting as, to get a vote as to whether or not to go with the DPW. But in the meantime, Sean is still fulfilling the two positions. So they did agree to give him an assistant who I understand is on board. So hopefully that'll allow Sean to focus a little bit more on the transfer station. It, again, right now is a busy season for the highway department. So I can understand that his attentions have to be on other issues. But at the same time, we've got a pretty busy transfer station, and if the staff doesn't understand and the signage is wrong, how can we expect the public to follow through? If you're on Facebook and you're get Recycle Smart and you get our own Kingston Recycles, there's a slew of stuff on there right now about how to recycle, what can be recycled, where to put it. So there's a lot of information going out to the public, but if our transfer station doesn't reflect what the public's being told, it's a mixed message and people are like, whatever, when you decide, let me know. So some of that's on me. I have not gotten to the sign information. So hopefully over the next couple of months while I'm recuperating, I can spend some time on that. All right.
So something I was just thinking about is
Mhm.
like when you go on hiking trails and they have those little places that you can put maps that are sort of protected from the weather,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
It'd be interesting if we could put on the front of the swap shop some containers like that.
Mhm.
Because one of the times I was down there, after you could buy stickers, but before it was July 1st, I was talking to a woman down there who had gotten up at, scheduled her day to go to the transfer station at 10 o'clock on Monday morning, because the sheet said it was 10 o'clock Monday morning that it opened.
Mhm.
And so I got to talking with her about, and it would have been nice if it said starting July 1st. We do that, because then she would have read that, oh, starting July 1st, so I can't
Yeah.
run down there at 10 o'clock, even though they just gave me this.
Yeah.
But also, then she was asking, she didn't know I was on the recycling committee. She was just talking to a fellow citizen, and it turned out I was on the recycling committee, and I had happened to have the hazardous waste sheet in my car.
Mhm.
And she was asking about, well, what do I do about these things? And I said, oh, this. And then she's like, oh, can I take a picture of this? I'm like, no, you can have it. But if we could have those kinds of, pages from
Information.
here with not this whole book of it, but
Right.
just pieces of information about the kitchen waste and about the, hazardous waste days or whatever the the South Shore Recycling Cooperative is doing. And then it's on the outside. So it's not only those hours when it's open. And there's a place that people could stop and grab them. And it's not a burden on anyone working down there, as long as we make sure that we keep them supplied with accurate information. But it's a kind of good community bulletin board resource for us. So I know that they make them for maps on trails, some way that the
Yeah.
water doesn't get in. And if we even made our little brochures that size, or if we could find some big enough for 8.5 by 11.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was just kind of a coincidence that I had that hazardous waste information in my car at that moment.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and I'm like, just keep it, but it's okay.
Yeah. There is still one down on the bulletin board here.
Right. But if that's not the place you think of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Exactly. I thought that they had something as you went in about the hazardous household waste
In what?
as you go into the transfer station. I thought there was like one of those.
Bulletin board type thing.
Well, no, it was, like the signs, political signs that go in the yard. I thought there was one like that, because didn't Claire at SSRC do some of those?
Yeah, those are the A-frames. They're about that big.
No, I think these were more like the political signs.
Oh, did you have those too?
I thought she did.
Well, if there is, I've never seen it, so
Well,
it's not in a good
It's
place.
blown away, just like the organic sign blew away,
Um,
I don't know. Okay, good idea. As far as the trail maps go, I can probably ask, Matt.
Pine tonight or
Well,
whatever.
Matt downstairs, because I'm sure he's purchased them.
Oh, the conservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually probably should have some.
Okay, good idea. Okay, bills, approved bills. We did get our monthly bill from Black Earth. It was $344. I just paid that this morning. I have, it's a piddly looking amount. It was what did I purchase? Oh, those gate hooks for the
Oh,
for the doors. And they were $15.24, but then because I returned the old ones, that was $7.76. So the difference is $7.48. So I thought I would just hang on to that till see if there's any other expenses that I incur. So just to let you know, that's kind of an outstanding amount, but it's only $7.48. Do you have any bills to submit? For paint, brushes, anything like that?
Dave got all that stuff.
Dave did,
And I-
okay.
I did get tape in it. I put it as painter's tape. I put it on, and as soon as the roller went, it just fell off. It was completely useless.
Yeah.
So I had masking, I mean, I had duct tape at home. That I just.
Yeah, I think I have 20 rolls of duct tape.
Well, I'm gonna look through my collection of stuff. I probably have gate hooks and you can return those.
Well, no, we have them installed now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they, the ones I bought, the guy at the store said, oh, these will be fine, you know.
They weren't big enough.
They weren't long enough.
Yeah.
No. So Jean pointed that out to me and I went and got the bigger ones and those worked. He's
Mhm.
installed them, so they're fine.
One thing about that,
Mhm.
when the doors are open, they block most of the windows, so you don't get the breeze.
I know.
So
Mhm.
I was just leaving them parallel and putting those cones on
Okay.
either side to hold it,
Okay.
because it was hot in
Believe it.
on that thing.
Oh, I believe it.
It's toasty.
Yeah, because it's just those two front windows. I mean, there is a vent, but you know, without a fan, it's kind of hard to force the hot air out. Okay, so David has expenses. David had told me ahead of time he could not attend today. Yeah, remember, if you put in, if you spend anything, keep the receipts so that we can submit them for reimbursement out of our RDP account. We should be seeing the $6,000 grant from the state for the shed coming in the end of this month. So that'll help out quite a bit there. Okay. Update, swap shop. I know David, you and David have been working on that. Can you give us an update on where we are with the swap shop?
Well, I did 2 coats of the stuff we got initially, and it was just kind of like a stain. The nail holes in the floor, my concern is water gets in there, the nail's gonna rust and it's gonna make the
Mhm.
floor look crappy. So we got some paint that has grit in it, so it has traction, so people won't
Mhm.
slip. I started by taking like a squeeze bottle and filling all the nail holes and then painted it.
Mhm.
And then when it dried, they just sucked in. So the holes are still
Okay.
there. So David had an idea of putting sand in the holes and mix it with the paint.
Mhm.
And we put some on and we were scraping it or whatever. And it kind of did the same thing.
Mhm.
So I have another gallon of that paint and I'm gonna just fill the
Fill
holes
in.
with sand
Okay.
and then put paint on top of it and then
Okay.
paint it. So
Okay. When do you think you'll be finished with that?
this week sometime,
Okay. Okay.
but I put 2 coats on of that paint
Okay.
already
Mhm.
and gonna put a third on.
Okay. And it's holding so far?
A little
It's working.
concern is because we put that other stuff, it's not sinking into the wood,
Uh-huh.
so it's not gripping.
Oh,
So my hope is that when I put this next coat on, that will take care of it. But
okay. Okay. All right, well. Okay, and then you had said something about Rick Swanson. And the other recycling materials that you think that'll be gone.
he's gonna come on the 21st. I'm gonna
Okay.
meet him there and he's gonna look at what they have and figure out how to deploy it.
Okay,
So all this stuff is in the swap shop now?
okay, and then what are we gonna do with stuff he doesn't take?
It's like signage
Mhm.
that was excess. So I can't imagine you take it.
Oh, okay,
It's like-
you think he's gonna take all of this
Yeah.
stuff,
just
okay,
pick it.
okay.
And this
So
is stuff from the prior grant?
that was the
It was-
school grant, right?
It was a combination.
Okay, stuff from prior grants, I'll just put that.
Mhm.
And the recycling committee used grant money to buy all the plywood tops.
Okay,
So there's 5-gallon buckets, there's paint like paint strainers that go in the 5 gallon, so you can dunk like a pre-cup in there and the liquid will go in and the organic stuff will stay in the screen. And I set it up so a line of.
Yeah, I think I've
speakers can go
seen the
one way.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wondered what the source was, so I
Okay.
just put that in.
Well, you remember when we visited Rick and saw what he was doing, so the hope is he's the athletic director, so,
Mhm.
you know.
Duplicated.
Yeah.
It's a good
All right.
program.
Now, the shelving, I know, David was gonna go over and measure. Do you know if he was able to do that?
Thought he said something about Sean was real busy and,
Oh, couldn't get it, couldn't let him in.
well, I think he didn't ask. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. All right, because he told me he was gonna measure it and then he was gonna draw a rough floor plan, so we could all be in agreement as to how the shelving was gonna go. Okay, volunteers, Vanessa, how are we doing with volunteers?
So we reached out, heard back. One wants to know if we're gonna use sign up Genius. I didn't really get a commitment. We have to figure out how, one person wanted, so we have no power in the building, right?
Right,
So wanted to know if there was air conditioning.
right,
well,
right.
a little ductless mini sport would do that.
But don't you have to have power?
You do, but they have these little solar generators. And Blue Eddie has one, it's like $200 or $300.
Mhm.
And I definitely, we'd have to nail it down somehow, but.
Oh, yeah.
You could test, with some
Yeah, we
freezer
talked
and
about that,
toaster
but
and-
would it, be strong enough to generate a fan, for the duration that somebody's there? Oh, okay,
And you can get them like a couple of solar panels and it just ties to the
mhm.
solar generator. And
Are
mean-
are you looking into that? Are you,
yeah, I
okay,
found some
okay,
different options.
okay, can you bring a proposal in that?
Sure.
Okay. So that we know exactly what and how much.
Mhm.
So the people that had previously said that they were going to volunteer.
So one isn't available.
Okay,
And then mostly there were questions going forward. One person said, but I wouldn't want to be there alone. So,
Well, they
figure
could
out a
bring
buddy
somebody.
systems. Well, but then, that's.
do they
I come back-
understand that they're there while there's attendance at there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what they understand.
Okay,
But if they brought a buddy, that buddy would also have had to go through the whole
Right.
application
Right,
process stuff.
right.
So it kind of falls back to scheduling too.
Mhm.
But we're certainly going to need to figure out how to recruit more because the 3 or 4 that have kind of responded with interest.
Right,
So yeah, I had the question of
Well, we
how
had-
are we?
yeah, we had
scheduling what-
talked about, the, Liz Walsh had sent us a
Yes.
couple options, that the church was using. Have
Yes.
we?
Well, and I saw in the minutes from April that you were looking into Sign Up Genius. or how was
Okay,
it,
did
from
you have a
Tree-
chance to look at that, Jean?
I think
Okay,
Do you guys have the work, was it the tax workout program here for seniors?
yeah,
There's your workforce.
that's-
Honestly,
Well, I don't,
Well,
we would have to get
honestly-
approval from the administrator to do that.
and,
so-
and mostly they want to sit in an air-conditioned office.
But we could put it out to them,
Summer doesn't-
but we have to just make sure that that's.
Yeah, you'd have to go through the selectmen's
Right,
office.
that would be an
they're the-
approved task.
Yeah, that they're the ones that I think assign people.
Plymouth is gonna do that when they open theirs.
Who is,
Plymouth,
oh, Plymouth is gonna do that? Oh, good,
they've already got 9 or 11 volunteers
that's
ready to
great,
go.
that's great,
Not even there yet. It's not even delivered till the end of the month.
that's
I'm
great,
like, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, should find out how else recruiting for it then.
Yeah.
I would
yeah.
talk to Ken Stone and assume how he did it, because I'm not even sure. I missed part of one meeting and they had talked about it before
Mhm.
I was able to jump on, but I was shocked. to say
Yeah,
the least. I
yeah.
was shocked at that many people that were willing to do it. So,
Well, you gotta look at the population of Plymouth too.
but it's south, it's not central or north. This is way down.
Right, I know it
So
is,
it's in the way.
but you've got how many thousands of people
Yeah.
living in Pine Hills? You
Yeah.
know,
That's
And
true.
Red
I get
Brook,
it.
And
that
Red Brook?
place is
I get it.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge population in the southern part, so.
Yeah, that's true.
And where he's already had a sustainability committee, he's probably got some.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got people. yeah.
Boots on the
Yeah,
ground for
he's
that
got
one.
Connections with people who are like-minded, you know. All right, yeah, so Vanessa, were there any objections to the forms that they have to sign?
So I didn't even go into that level of detail. I came back to find out, is there air conditioning? Because that person is probably, and the heat is gonna be an issue too. It's gonna be cold
Well,
in there.
Yeah,
And so to know that, no, you're kind of roughing it out there.
yeah,
The plan is it's not that big, so the more people we have as volunteers, the less space there is for other stuff to be,
Right.
sort of kind of visualize it. So when I get back in touch and say, yes, here's what we're kind of looking at.
yeah.
Can you do 2 hours? But if we have software that we know we can say to them,
Here it is,
you can commit to stuff, but then there's also this interactive way to get somebody to fill in for you.
right,
Or to notify so that we don't expect that the swap shop will be open that morning or that time slot that you were gonna
Right.
be there.
yeah.
And so I didn't have answers to the questions before I pushed it further.
Okay,
So
so
just-
what answers do you need today?
Just what kind of scheduling stuff are we gonna have so that people
Okay.
feel like they can make a commitment, but they're not like, I can't get out of it, or
Right,
who am I
right.
talking to, who's overseeing this
Right,
time slot stuff?
Yeah.
So if we can move forward on what kind of dynamic system that's gonna be.
okay,
Because I think with Liz, it's that, here's the time slots, people sign up.
right,
Next week, here's the time slots, people sign up, or here's the task, people sign up. I don't really see it being that dynamic, but it depends on how visual it is for the people who agreed to be
right. All right,
volunteers
I'll
to
try
look
and
at.
take a look at that too.
So that, and then it was also, was there gonna be power in there? So
Okay,
we're gonna
so you're
close a
gonna
lot
work on
earlier
that.
on weekends. Well,
Okay.
I forget what we talked about for winter. Oh, it was only gonna be a like 6 month or 9 month.
It's not even gonna be 9 months because.
Well,
it's just.
I'm not talking about this year, but
Yeah,
hopefully we get volunteers that decide, yeah, I'm gonna take Saturday
Maybe.
morning for the next 2 or 3 years because I love doing this.
yeah, maybe through October, depends on how
So yeah, that was the other part I was looking for. So it would basically be like a
April to October.
April to October.
Because we've got to be 6 months, right? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, yeah. That would be 7 months. So it's got to be at least 6 for us to get the RDP points. w- We know what the weather's been in the past, but it seems to be changing. So it could be that it would be feasible to open sometime in April and stay open until sometime in October. But I certainly don't want people there when it's extremely hot or extremely cold. If we can get power and get a fan, that would certainly help somewhat. Also, we've got the chair that they can put outside that has the cover on it, so that they don't have to be in the building constantly. If there's no business, they can just sit outside. I would imagine there's got to be one side of that that's going to have shade at any point in time. And I understand people may not want to be there alone, but remind them that there are
Right, yes.
staff, should they run.
Yeah, or they can do a buddy system.
Yeah,
They want to be there with somebody,
right, but everybody has to go through the
Right,
paperwork.
right.
Okay.
but then we have to sort of set up what's going to be their training. And that was part of where I thought if all that literature is there,
Yeah,
at least they have references.
right, right.
And,
And I was putting together a list of, we had talked about a list of places where they could take stuff that we don't take.
mhm.
And I did get a couple online, so I just need to modify those for local.
And then I don't know if there's some kind of a printable version of any of those recycling guides that are so great online, but we can't
Mhm.
expect volunteers to always be looking things up.
Right,
So if there's some kind of a paper resource, not the ideal way to organize it, but at
Mhm.
least they can say, I don't know, I don't have my phone, but I have this notebook here. I can just look and see what's there and can give you the site. You can look at it on your phone. And so that it's kind of an education point. And
Yeah.
those people aren't feeling like, I don't know, I just.
well,
think it's a big stuff."
Recyclopedia is,
I was just gonna say that, just go,
Yeah.
just send them to recyclesmartma.org.
So to have that literature, but I'm just saying, if you get some of the people from the tax write-off stuff, they don't necessarily, my dad's really old, but there are still people who don't walk around with their phone everywhere and look things up and send
I
right.
miss those days.
text messages
Yeah.
and all that other stuff, so.
My hope was that we could get at least 8 or 9 people
For
who
people,
are
right,
volunteering.
Right, and then fill in.
And then
where
we can
need
have a
to.
training session.
Yeah.
To say, here's the rules for our swap shop.
Yeah.
And then here are alternative sources where they can take things, not sources, but outlets where they could take things that
Other
we don't
things,
take.
right,
yeah.
right.
And then general information about what's already available at the transfer station, at the organic collection and, light bulbs, batteries, whatever,
Where exactly is the shed placed on the property?
Kind of where it was before.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know where it was.
Okay.
By
Is it
the
over by-
scale,
By the scale?
Yeah, past
Okay.
the
Yeah.
scale.
The kind
just
of
in
open
front
area.
of the scale.
Yeah,
In front of the.
no,
scale,
it's
so
just
you
beyond
go
the
in and
scale.
on the scale. Okay, I
Yeah,
know where
just
you're talking about.
beyond the
I remember,
scale.
okay.
Yeah, that's where the other one was, and then there's macadam where people can park. There's probably room for what, 4 or 5 cars.
Because you-
anyway.
So if it's there, you've got the person that does in that little booth.
Yeah.
Right
At the
across.
outside recycling centers, right, how far is that? 30, 40 feet maybe?
That.
Okay, so that's pretty close. I mean, that's, if
Yeah.
anyone has concern, because they're always in that booth.
Well,
they're
there's
not.
frequently, especially if it's
Okay.
hot.
Yeah.
Or cold.
And music's blaring and.
It is
Yeah.
natural. I guess
But
probably
that's where they accept checks for all the
Focus group.
items that need to be paid.
And there's no bathroom facility, so I have to tell
No.
them, oh, you're coming and hold it for 2 hours.
There's a
Let
bunch.
them know the mall is nearby, if they need.
But they shouldn't leave it unattended, go do that.
But lock it up.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the lock. Has it been installed?
No,
No, okay, so the lock still needs to be
Toilet
installed.
there?
Huh?
I think during the week they go up to the sewer treatment plant,
Mm.
because I was doing something over there and they said, oh, just go up there, and I thought, oh, I'm just going home. I'm not going in there.
yeah,
No.
they have one in the tower.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
They
that's-
do.
So, yeah,
I'm not sure they.
Is it an outhouse or it's a bathroom?
No, it's inside.
It's a
bathroom?
flush toilet. Yeah.
But we wouldn't have access to the.
no, I
So they're
think
not
people
ready
need
yet.
to come
But these are
understanding.
questions that
Yeah.
I don't know the answers to when they get asked to me, so.
You could put a porta potty.
No,
inside.
No, we're
Okay,
not gonna pay
no.
for that.
No,
Fair enough.
either they have to be, they have to know ahead of time there's no bathroom facility. If something occurs, if they need a bathroom facility, they simply walk up the.
And we're gonna have some sign that says open
right back,
closed, or
yeah,
the
5
doors
minutes.
just signal that, or.
Well, yeah.
We could get a little flag.
It'll say, there's a sign that's gonna be on the outside that says, here are regular hours. If it's not open, that means we have no volunteer available, period, And then if you want to volunteer, here's the number to call.
Yeah, I like it. I
Well,
love that idea.
People have to understand it's a
That's a great
volunteer
idea.
situation.
Yeah.
That it's not paid for by the town or anything like that. Okay, so I'd really like to get this up and running before the end of the year. So I have the other chair. I've got the floor mat and I've got both chairs and the floor mat at my house waiting to get moved out. So really like to get it up and running as soon as possible. And maybe if our goal is to have it ready by September 1st, heat may not be as much of a
Right,
problem.
right.
Okay, which would buy us a little more time to look into the solar panels and everything else, okay, and have it fully functional by next spring.
I have a couple of old laptops that be willing to put on the desk in there. And then you could just use like the Wi-Fi from your cell phone to connect to the internet.
Yeah, that's complicated too, though. I don't know that people. would
Yeah,
do
and I'm
that.
not sure all of
No,
our
for
volunteers are
us,
gonna
like-
be that savvy.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to introduce.
But
all
thank
that
you,
stuff to
thank you.
maintain too. And an
All
old
right.
one, then it's gonna respond more slowly and get frustrating. But
Okay,
anyways.
yep, so I've got the vests too. I haven't bought the broom. The interior hooks, David was working on putting together something for that.
What is that?
To hang the vests on,
Oh, okay.
because we don't want people walking home with them.
I
They're to be reused.
had one at home, so I put it up.
Oh, you did?
So,
Okay,
yeah, it's 4 hooks.
okay,
It's like on a wooden
Yeah,
plaque
Yeah.
thing with 4 hooks in the
Okay.
grass.
okay.
And then beside that, I put pegboard and
Mhm.
I put all the things that you can pull stuff, like
Okay.
whatever, just so you'll see, the areas between the aisles,
Mhm.
put on the wall, and then you could hang stuff on the
Okay.
wall, so it would make for additions.
Okay, all right, so we've got all that, so I just need to buy a broom. I just bought a broom for the rental house we were using on vacation. I'm like, "Well, there's no broom here, where's the broom?" Okay, so anything else on that salt top? I'd really like to get that up and running. Organics collection, where
I have
are
one
we as
other
far as,
thing.
huh? What?
I have one other thing.
Sure.
We need some kind of an awning on the front of it, like over the doors. Because when the doors are open, the
Mhm.
rain was coming in, like.
Well,
a
that's
foot
why
or
we
something.
can open just one if we have to. I don't know about an awning, that could be maybe next year. So let's just put that as a want. Okay, yeah, because I hear what you're saying. Um, organic collection. We seem to be having a smooth operation as far as Black Earth goes. Um, they're coming every Monday. I get the alert, so they're coming every Monday. We're getting the bills on a regular basis. I haven't heard of any problems with the council on aging, so I think that's operating. Have they installed the new corral yet?
Yeah.
Oh, they
it's up
have?
there, Yeah.
Oh, it's installed?
It
Okay,
looks good. I took a picture before and
Nice.
excellent.
Before, after,
I thought it was interesting, the change of hours. That we have no evenings now for the,
It was a financial decision because that's all overtime in the, after 4 o'clock or whatever. Yeah.
anyone complain in
Hmm.
in a meeting?
I don't think anyone's, I mean, it was just July 1st. I was sort of
Yeah.
looking, because I thought,
Yeah, there have been people who
Yeah.
complained online,
That's right.
and I understand, but it is a financial thing, it's either, they were looking for a way to avoid an override, which would have meant more taxes for everybody. So, we have our wants and then we have, what's possible. And, it was nice when we had the evening hours, but if it would cost more, that's a decision that town meeting has to make as to
Right.
whether or not they
they
want
want
to
to open
fund it.
that back up again.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to give them credit for looking for ways to avoid an override. But if there's an outcry, people that they won't have it, then the decision is to be made at town meeting that we're gonna fund it.
That's right.
The reason they open late is that they've got to take a lot of, they have to take the material down to CMAS or wherever for the recycling for all those vendors. So there's a lot of work that happens before they open up on Mondays and then all during the week. So um, there are reasons. It's just the public, they don't always want to hear reasons. They had something and now they've lost it. I understand, but there are valid reasons for the changes.
That's for
Nobody
sure.
likes change, do they?
There's a bunch that have cut hours at the transfer station, the drop offs recently, so.
Yeah. I'm not
Everyone's under
surprised.
distance training.
With the cost increasing for disposing of trash and recycles
And labor.
and labor, yeah.
Well,
There has to be some financial decisions made. Yeah. Do we have our before and after pictures?
Just some of them.
You're like me, you have 2 million
Mhm.
photos, trying to find them. Do you know when you took them? Because sometimes you,
No, I found it.
oh, okay. Any,
I just sent it. You guys.
oh, Oh, okay. Oh, very nice. Okay, so now I know David's working on signage.
I went over and helped him print out things, and he was gonna go to the Brock.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, plenty of room for another.
Neat.
Yeah,
And that thing on the front, we
Sign.
could put like a big metal sign that you'll be able to see from. the
right. That's what
shop.
he's hoping to
All right,
do.
do business, you guys. Start just making these for everybody. Serious, you'll sell out.
Hmm?
You'll just start making them for other towns, you'll sell out.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Yeah,
Every town.
you guys did a good job
was really
putting that together. I'm really glad the town was able to get it put in place. And like I say, David is working on the signage for that, as well as the hand sanitizer. Wanted to get that put up. Okay, anything else on the organics? All right, Black Earth Pumpkin Smash. I have not heard back from Black Earth, so I will follow up on that.
Did they suggest it or did you ask?
Um, it's something that I saw they offered
Okay.
in other communities. I
Yeah.
checked with them and they said, yeah, but, when would you like it? So I
Okay, cool.
sent them the date we had come up with, I think was like April 15th. And I haven't heard
November.
back.
November,
Hmm?
November 15th.
November 15th.
November, okay, yeah. I was gonna say those
Okay,
pumpkins are gonna be pretty great.
all right. Outreach assistance. Like I said, she's posting a couple times a week, uh, various topics. There's been also from Recycle Smart, items of, seasonal value.
How's the interaction been on those?
It's kind of hard to say. I get updates pretty often on new viewers, so I wouldn't say we have millions, but I would say we have hundreds
Okay, well,
of
that's good.
people, viewing it. Um, so, it's really hard to get information out to people, you would think, in this day and age that, but everybody gets information from different places, so. So it's hard to figure out where to put it, but I think Facebook is certainly one option. The tax bill insert never happened. So we don't have that expense. The information was submitted to the vendor by the treasurer, and they just never did it. Okay. So the countertop collection bins, we've submitted, we hope to do a promotion on that in the spring. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and the next SSRC meeting is on July 23rd. It's in Rockland. And obviously it'll be a Zoom option. So when I get the agenda, I'll send it out to you. And anything else from Jean or Vanessa?
Nope.
Okay, Todd, you got anything for us?
Well, we were talking before the meeting, so I'll just, and Monday in our our Boston Mag call that we have once a month, it was last Monday, we talked about RDP and how they're doing on the grants. They're getting their way through. I haven't seen any emails come to Kingston about questions from this past round of applications, but I'm expecting to have a few. They're just starting.
Mhm.
So I would expect some questions coming through soon, but they're gonna go to Sean. And then I'll CC you on them because I get CC'd on everything. So I'll make sure you're in the loop, so you know, because
Right,
he's busy.
right, he is.
And I know you'll
understand.
follow up.
And this is
So
new for him too.
it is new, but I know you are really good at keeping up on that stuff. So
Try.
if there's any information that I can't answer, I'll go to you, or
Okay.
emails to you anyway. So they're hoping to get it done in the next, I would say 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
It's gonna go up the chain from there. So I don't know what's gonna happen after it reaches above us. I don't. Hopefully soon. What else? I'm planning an in-person meeting again here probably for September. Right around September. I'm hoping to do it here again because it's kind of central, so
Okay,
I'll be reaching out to you, Jane, to see if I
Okay.
can get the room. And
get the
then-
right room this time?
The right room, yeah.
Okay.
The big one, because we wouldn't fit in this one last time.
Yeah,
And I don't know the topic yet. I have
okay,
no idea yet. I'm just starting to
Okay.
think about it. Besides that,
okay. Well, what are they pushing from Boston? What are the big issues that DEP is pushing?
this year it's gonna be, it's waste reduction really is what it is.
Mm-hmm,
So, I know in my district, looking at the map of Pride, nothing's really changed in the 9 years I've been here.
mm-hmm,
I mean, yeah, there's some that have gone up because they transition from pay-as-you-throw to carts, like Halifax, which we knew that was coming.
mm-hmm.
You guys pretty much stayed the same, but at some point here, we should probably, as the rates creep up, I would like to explore pay-as-you-throw again and
Mhm,
see if we can
mhm.
start working on that. Hopefully in the next 6 months, we can start education. And I wouldn't say, let's go at it full bore. I would say, let's start getting some public meetings,
Mhm.
education sessions
Mhm.
here, the library, senior centers, wherever it is, and just get some information out. to the
Okay,
public.
so why don't we plan on having a meeting with the town administrator, say sometime in September,
That'll work.
okay? To kind of get the ball rolling as to, and lay out a plan.
I agree.
Because I agree, I think the public meetings are essential, because what we have to consider is that the warrant articles have to go in usually in January or February for our May town meeting. So, I start with the end date and work backwards as to what needs to happen, to meet those deadlines. So I'm thinking, initial meeting in September, lay out a plan, figure out who's gonna do what and when, where.
I'll be here. I don't mind doing them.
Yeah, and, and have a coherent and ready to be submitted as a warrant article.
On the next meeting, the next town meeting,
Mhm.
that quick. huh?
Next May,
You wanna do it that quick? I was thinking we educate for the next 12 months and then we work on, will that
okay,
be fiscal year 27? I think we should try that meeting, or
okay,
just before 27. So what's May town meeting in 2027 would still be fiscal year 26, right? Or are we in fiscal year
no,
26?
we're in 26 already,
So it's gonna be fiscal year
8.
28.
If we don't do it until town meeting of 27,
It'll be fiscal year 28 when it goes into effect. I think best case scenario, everything works out, we could potentially get it on the next one. But I think the education is gonna be so important in this town because you tried this before.
Right,
I wouldn't wanna push it too fast. I
Okay.
would say let's gradually, let's crawl before we run. Make sure everyone understands what it is and why you're doing it, and then we need Sean to make sure that he's in there saying, your rates are going up.
mhm,
We can't sustain this. They're gonna go up by $100 a year, whatever it is, and then that's when we come in after him and say, or
Or it could be less, yeah,
you can have sticker fee, which is a lot less, and then the bags, you're gonna save money, and here's what the average cost.
no.
is.
I don't think they'll drop the sticker fee.
No, they won't.
It goes down.
No, they have, you
No.
have to, you have to. The only way for pay-as-you-throw to work is you have a lower entry fee and then the bag is the
Right.
cost, right? That covers the cost of disposal. You can't just go in there and say, we're gonna keep the rates the same and charge you pay-as-you-throw.
no,
because
no,
Now they're paying 300 plus another $150 a
Yeah.
your bags.
no, I know they
So,
had to,
yeah.
back off on what they wanted to increase the sticker to this year, so.
And that's gonna be an issue next year, which will be perfect, and that will fit right into our
Yeah, yeah.
little plan to actually propose this
Yeah.
and save the residents money.
So when's do you have a date for the agricultural fair?
Yes, September 21st.
Because I think, people wander up, what do you got, whatever, and I put some candy out there or whatever. But I just, to lists, Plymouth, Duxbury, Clinton, all around us, they're doing pay as you throw.
Mhm.
Curbside, let's survey what some of those costs are. My brother and sister just moved, $10 a week, so there's 520,
Mhm.
compared to this. So yeah, you don't want to pay the sticker fee, then go to curbside. And I don't know if they have a good company or that's an expensive company. They're way in the boondocks of Plymouth.
No, that's
But I mean,
not
to be able to
expensive.
have those kinds of comparisons just on a sheet, and the agricultural fair is nice because you get people from all over who say, oh yeah, we have that in our town, I love it. Or we have that in our town, and this is what I hate about it. Oh, tell me all about it,
Why
so
do
that we can say, when that argument comes up, we've already addressed it.
See, and that's what I really enjoy doing. I've done that at a couple different larger places where I'm actually talking to town administrators and other officials. It's like, so tell me why you don't like Paces.
Yeah, the
What-
unknown fear
what's
of
Well,
the
we know
worst rate of-
this current town administrator wants it.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if the board of selectmen will support that.
But again, that's where the education comes in,
That's
and
the
that's where the what ifs or, because, yeah, I have a friend in a town where they do pay as you throw. A single person, somewhat elderly, hates to buy those giant bags. Because they can't keep it around long enough to fill it up. Why can't we have like trash size bags? Trash, like, give me a 13.
Well, usually there are two.
There's two options.
sizes.
There's a 13 gallon and a 30 gallon,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Is it
So,
real? I don't
yeah,
know if she's aware of the 13 then, but
Yeah.
anyways, it's just,
where does she buy her bags? Because they.
I didn't get into all of that. I just, oh, you have pay as you throw. She said, yeah, I hate it because the bags are just too big
No,
for
no,
me, and
no.
I end up
No,
throwing
no,
them away with a little
no.
bit.
It sounds to me like she doesn't realize there's a smaller bag, which is
Even the smaller bag isn't, because
13 gallon.
So you know the kitchen bucket that goes underneath your counter? That's
13 gallons. I know what it is, yeah.
It's just a
Like I
little-
said, this was, and maybe this was a while ago, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you say, but there's two sizes of bags and the prices are completely different,
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know that much about it. So, but I'm willing to listen to
Yeah.
people
And the way.
and find out, oh, is that a problem we have to solve, or is that their problem and
Yeah.
it can't be fixed?
Yeah. I mean, if you go to Stop and Shop or you go to Big Y, you will see
Yep.
a display where Duxbury residents can buy their bags. And there's two different sizes and it's two different prices. So
Usually
it's
about
very
25
easy.
Small, 225, 250 for a large, but that's if it's a good run program. If it's not, you're gonna pay $5 a bag
Right,
if there's no entry fee to it. So
yeah,
there's a lot of variables and
But like I
said,
said,
we
it's
did this
that becomes the
on-
unknown that people are,
Well,
Well,
so,
that's the problem we ran into.
yeah, I remember when it went through before.
Was that we said, you can either, you can either pay $50 a year and this is the price of the bags, or you can pay $100 a year and this is the price. Well, what is it? People couldn't fathom that they had options to consider.
Well, and they have to
Well,
recycle.
what is it?
and
What
they-
is it you're gonna do? And I kept saying, that's the decision you're gonna make at a town meeting. And because they couldn't wrap their heads around it, or because we had a very vocal group that didn't want to have it because they
Had large families or whatever.
were throwing away a lot of trash.
Then they're the ones that are taking advantage. And so that's where
Yeah.
you go in, and I did this in Plimpton. I had someone that came in and said, well, I've got like 5 kids and so we have a lot of trash. And I said, so you over here, what's your name, ma'am?
Yeah.
Betty. Okay, Betty, how much trash do you throw away a week? What do you mean a week? I throw a bag every other week. And I said,
Yeah.
okay, so you're actually paying for their trash. Do you like doing that? Is that okay with you? She was like, no. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, what? And I said, you're subsidizing their trash. I said, is that fair? And everyone went, no. And then
Right.
finally the guy with the 5 kids went, honestly, it's not that fair.
Exactly.
You just have to make sure you explain it in a way that it's literally just
Well,
dumping it
we
down to the
did.
point where it's very basic.
We did.
You generate this amount of trash, you generate this amount of trash, you should pay for your amount and you should pay for your
Yeah.
amount. And
Well,
you
they-
shouldn't be paying for theirs. It's
Yeah.
not fair. That's not the way we live.
Right. Well, when you have a finance
Yeah.
committee member getting up and being very vocal against because he had a large family.
He's gonna pay a
And
share.
he had his cohorts in the audience saying, no, we don't like this, we're gonna end up paying more. And I'm like.
There's more of them than there are of those.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we need to make sure that we educate everybody on that and make sure that they
They didn't
understand.
want to
that.
hear it. They really didn't,
I
because they had
know.
their minds made.
It's all
up.
about timing too.
Yeah.
And I think the perfect timing for this program is gonna be when Sean goes, we're gonna need to go up another $150
Right.
a year to pay for this. And people are gonna go, like I did in Barnstable, I'm not paying $370 for a sticker and I throw away 1 bag, 13 gallon bag a week.
Yeah.
Why am I paying for everyone else's trash?
Right,
If I went and I just went on a daily pay, the daily, just paid the $10 to go in there, I would save probably $250 a year, but I'm too stupid to do that. I wanna be able to go in there when I want and not have
Right.
to just stop at the gate every time,
yeah,
you know, and it's. When you start explaining it in terms of, and this is how I've been successful in this. When I explain in terms of me, and I explain my family, and I've got 3 adults and a child and a dog, and we generate 1 13-gallon bag. My neighbor has 2 kids, 2 dogs, 2 adults, and they're throwing away 8 bags. I'm paying for their trash.
Yeah.
And I ask everybody, is that fair that I have to take the burden to pay for their stuff? Is that the American way? And they're like, no. I said,
yeah,
that's it. That's the answer.
yeah,
Do you want to pay for her trash? Do you want to pay for his trash?
Mm.
No. And so then that's when the conversations start getting around. It's like,
considering the national tenor right now, that, that argument will sell well.
you want to give your money to a billionaire?
Yeah,
Go ahead if you want, but I don't.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm very much in favor of moving forward
Yeah.
in that. I think we do need to get a start on it and, you know, I'll contact Keith and see when he's available.
Maybe the sooner the better. Maybe before September, I think is what you said. So let's get in to see him before then.
I
Well, after
think
your surgery,
Yeah.
so things settle down.
what you have to understand is that I'm also doing the ag fair.
Yeah, that's true. After that,
So,
I don't want to overburden.
yeah, and I've got this other organization that is without a president thing, so.
So,
handling it,
yeah, she's finally done. I hear it.
Yeah. I know my capacity right now.
Let's just narrow it down to something that's important. Finish what you gotta finish, and then we're good.
Yeah, so
No rush.
first I have to just heal and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there. Okay. Anything else? What time is it?
No, the next meeting date,
Next meeting, okay, now. If I cannot be here physically, do you think you could get the Zoom meeting set up?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, because he had come the other night, couldn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they didn't want to call me while I was on vacation, so.
I called you on vacation.
That's all right.
I didn't know you were on vacation. though.
That's all right. Okay, so we're trying to work around the selectmen's meetings, but Vanessa, you've had conflicts here. Do you have a monthly meeting or is it a weekly meeting on Tuesdays?
no. It's the end of the school year, it's,
Okay.
so sometimes there are crisis intervention stuff that pop up.
Okay,
And then, the social worker got called to court, so that was what happened this
Okay.
morning.
okay. So are Tuesdays the days that you normally would have those meetings?
They're
All over,
the place.
okay,
Yes,
they're
I have
random.
no, like, I
Okay.
can't say because of the way they pop up. Oh,
Okay.
but don't do it on Tuesday morning. I know the kid's in crisis, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you wait for an hour now?
No, so I'm just trying to figure out how we can schedule so you don't have conflicts. Okay, so the selectmen are gonna meet on the 22nd. That means they would also meet on the 5th and on the 19th. So if we schedule the meeting for August 12th,
It should work, at least right now on my calendar, it's fine.
okay.
Oh, August 19th is your,
Hmm?
I have your meeting on August 19th.
That would be the selectmen meeting on the 19th.
That's weird. I've got the keys. I don't know why it's in there.
Yeah, so I think the 12th, does that work for you, Jean?
Mhm.
Okay,
So what is your time out that,
well, that's what I don't really know.
you know the date that it starts?
Thursday.
Oh, like in 2 days,
Yeah.
okay.
I just don't know how soon I'll be mobile.
Mhm. Maybe that's why we pushed it back. That's why we put in the 19th. So
Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
But
what
see, the
happened.
selectmen would be meeting, but I don't know, Sean's not coming, so maybe it doesn't matter. So what do you guys tell me what works for you?
Just put it as August 12th.
Okay, we'll do August 12th. Put that in your calendars.
And if you're still
Well,
208
just say,
minutes.
I can do-
200.
I can do Zoom, as long as you can set it,
I can
set
set
it
it
up. Okay. That's the only thing. All right. All right, so it's now 10:07.
Oh, and we started at 9:07. Yay, this is a good meeting.
1 hour.
Yeah, yeah.
I make a motion.
Let's hear it.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second,
All those in favor, Jean Landis, I.
Vanessa Arcade, aye.
meanwhile, I.
Okay. Very good. Todd, again, thank you for being here.